What's up, YouTube? Mishlamisi here, and we just finished our Hell Druid Shockwave guide, and I feel like there's a lot to actually talk about in this of a further addition of a character, because he's actually pretty interesting, and I think especially if you get into the idea of doing like just hardcore or like wanting to play with a group or something like that, I think he gets even better. So there's a few things I want to discuss, because right now this is kind of what we're looking at for our character right here, right? This is level 75. There's still plenty of room for this character to grow. First off, we're missing one spiritual charm. Second, we're only level 75, so we don't have Arachnid Mesh yet. I don't have 2 SOJs on either, which would be a big help right there. Or maybe 1, because I may want the 1 FCR to stay above the 99 breakpoint. But regardless, I do have, some basics. None of these shapeshifting skillers have any life on them, so there's all of that room as well. And then even here, these aren't perfect. There's a lot of not perfect lifers right there. This isn't a perfect Alders. We don't have anything socketed in the Jalals. This is Wave. Okay, but there could be some further stuff on this to help it out, right? There's a lot of improvements that could definitely be made to this character. It's only 2 battle orders, whatever, right? So a lot of improvements that could be made to the character, only level 75. I don't have Oak Sage maxed. I've put points into Grizzly Bear instead. And Lycanthropy is maxed now, I do believe, finally. But for the most part, a lot of this stuff is pretty average. I mean, it's decent gear. We've got Hodo, Jalals, this 2 Druid with some res and strength, Spirit, Enigma, Trangs, random just all res, random small life belt there, 10 FCR on that, and then just some Alders boots. Right. Pretty basic stuff. No mercenary even being used at the moment. Here's our stats. And like I said, this is a 6.4k life druid already, with the ability, 1, to teleport around, but then to stun everything, which is just hugely impactful for it all. And if you look at the damage as well, it's not bad. The damage isn't bad at all. It says 822 to 852. Obviously, there's still more room on that, but it's actually much higher than that. I think you can max this build out around 8,000 damage. Right now, it's probably I don't know, 6,000 or something. It's hard to say because the line character screen doesn't account for everything going on with this character. But he moves around decently well and is able to take out a lot of the stuff. It has amazing crowd control. It has 6.4k life, and that is on definitely the low end, because remember, I showed you so many places where we could have 1,000 more life easily, which would then, with all of the buffs, boost up way more. I'm sure this build can get into the 10k life, no problem whatsoever. Down goes to Sace easily. It's wild. It's actually kind of crazy how easily this character really can take over and dominate an area, and again, with very little effort, because you're able to keep everything stunned and stunned for so long, you don't have to worry a ton. And this is unoptimized. This is not perfect. And I think something that's also really nice about this character is it gets some of the fun options of other ways that you could invest all of your skill points, which I do think would be pretty fun, right? So for instance, something that you could do that somebody had kind of brought up, and I was like, wait, yeah, that does kind of make sense, is you could run, oh no, immune to physical. Quick, get a Sunder Charm. You could run skills such as maybe Armageddon, right? Because all you really need for this, I'm going to shift into the widescreen and shift my camera. All you really need for this is Shockwave and Maul. because Shockwave and then Maul is the synergy of Shockwave. That's it. So that's 40 points, 41 points, 42, 43 points. If you don't want to invest more points in Lycanthropy, you don't have to. If you do just to get bigger life, you can, but you don't have to. Then you have the option. Do you want to max Oak Sage? Do you want to max a Bear? Do you want to do something along those lines? Or do you want to do something like max Hurricane and Cyclone Armor? And then you just have a nice Hurricane to slow everything around you on top of stunning it all around you, plus your Cyclone Armor for all the Elemental. Or you could go into Armageddon, Firestorm, and Molten Boulder. And now you're maxing those out, and you're going to have or Volcano, right? You could throw Volcano on there for just the 18% damage. And now you've just got two of these three, max Armageddon, whatever. And now you have this Armageddon stunning kind of build that's doing physical and fire damage. Really, I think you have a lot of interesting options. I think the simplest one is max, 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 max. And just go for those 4. And then you can kind of play around with some of the other points. And that would just make you a big old giant tanky bear with huge Shockwave and a massive Oak Sage, which everybody in your party would love. But there is more that you can do. Of course, you can put more points into your Spirit Wolves and Dairos and Grizzly and all of this. It's really interesting. Like I say, this is unoptimized. We just finished this Let's Play of this character before we had all of the stuff really cohesive and getting all the gear together there, and he did great. He did really solid. So I don't know, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts if any of you have played around with this new Shockwave bear. Any fun you've had, any different build combos and things, leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, YouTube. Appreciate you guys being here. Mwah. I'll catch you guys next time.